Day. Um, this may be a short episode today because I have been so productive on all of the other things I'm doing today that I haven't had a chance to really prepare for this. So buckle up. While we're waiting on folks to join, reminding you that Cooped Up is my website. Hang on, writing a note to myself. Cooped Up is my website. You can visit that anytime. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all the social places. Would love a follow wherever you are. And then wherever you watch or listen to this, it is broadcast on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, as well as rebroadcast in audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms. Be sure to click the bell or the subscribe button or whatever it is so that you do not miss a minute of it. So, alrighty, well, let's get rolling. I just thought of something else, but now I can't remember what it was. I don't know that the ADHD meds are working that good on that thing yet. So, I have been very good at like reining in my tangents. We'll see if that continues. So, but yes, anyway. So as I mentioned yesterday, I was diagnosed with ADHD about 2 weeks ago. But my doctor asked me to hold off on starting to take the medication. This one is called Quellbree, Quelbree. Quellbree, because one of the side effects is it can increase blood pressure. And we were working on getting my blood pressure under control because I did have a scare a couple of months ago about that. But I got the all clear yesterday at a doctor's appointment to proceed and took my first Quellbree ADHD pill yesterday. Ooh, it was a little rough at first. Very, very, very jazzed. Very, very. It's a non-stimulant, but somehow my eye pupils were like pinholes. I was just all over the place, and I slept funny last night, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I took my second one this morning. It's a once-a-day pill. You take it first thing in the morning, with or without food. It says I don't dare take it without food though, and it's time released. I have not noticed. Some people say that they've noticed that when you take a time release thing, it feels like you're hitting like a dump of cocaine in your system or something. So far, I have not noticed that. This medication is so new, though, that it is, I think it's a little bit more advanced than the rest. But so last night, so the test of how all of this works was last night, I slept fine, mostly. So I went to bed at about 10:30 last night, and I fell asleep and slept like I was in a coma, like one of the deepest sleeps of my life. And then at about 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning, I woke up, was wide awake, not like insomnia wide awake, like my brain wasn't racing. It wasn't because I was worried about something. I literally just felt like I'd had a whole night's sleep and was not sleepy anymore. But I stayed in the dark. I keep my eyes closed. I don't take my phone in the room with me at night, so I don't reach for my phone. I have my iPad, but my iPad is so big. I have the really big one, so I intentionally don't grab it. Plus, it's kind of bright. But so I just lay there and I kind of meditate, concentrate on my breath, maybe hum a little song to myself. I don't know, that sort of thing. I almost turned on ocean sounds or river sounds on I use a Google Home device as like a screen as my alarm clock. And I can just ask it to turn on certain sounds, and it simulates a sound machine. Almost did that, but I didn't want to wake up Todd. But eventually, like after about 20 or 30 minutes, I fell right to sleep again, dead to the world. I don't remember my dreams. I'm one of these people who always remembers what they dream about, and it's bizarre stuff. Like a couple of nights ago, I dreamt that I had borrowed a diamond tiara from one of our friends who was not even a diamond tiara kind of guy, but I borrowed a tiara and I'd returned it, but his doorman didn't give it to him, so he had accused me of stealing it and all this whole dramatic situation. Like that's the kind of thing that I dream about. But so last night I didn't have any, so I didn't even wake up to pee. That is how deeply I slept. Thank God I didn't wet the fucking bed. But I didn't even wake up to pee. And then, so I fell back asleep at around 3, and then I slept solid again until about 5 o'clock. And then I woke up at 5, and I got this close to just getting up and doing some laundry because I have a ton of laundry I got to get done because we're leaving on Thursday. And I still just laid there, and then I fell back asleep and felt fine this morning. I do not feel like I had any problem sleeping last night. I took my pill. I have been very, very productive today. So productive that all I have is like 4 things on my list because I've been concentrating on all the other stuff. No time to really think about this. But I think I'm driving some people in my life nuts right now because I already suddenly have a lot more attention span and willingness to get things finished and get things done. So we will see how it turns out. I did realize, though, here's the bizarre thing, that Mason and I are on the exact same ADHD medications. Mason, the 110-pound little boy, teenager, I guess, and me, the 210-pound pushing 50-year-old, are on the exact same dosage and everything. How does that work? It's their lowest dosage, so I'm thinking he's and it originally was a pill for kids, so I think that I'm on just a low dosage of the kid dosage. He is on what's appropriate for him. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But last night I was like, is this how Mason feels every day? But I don't feel like that today. Today I feel great. Today I feel very focused, but not like manic or like I was starting to feel kind of like yesterday about it, but I think it was the extra caffeine. Just feel very focused, knocking through stuff, making my way down my to-do list, all of that. So Eric is asking me, did you see that Christina Applegate got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? She was diagnosed with MS about a year ago. She uses a cane now. It was very moving. I did not see that, nor did I know that she was diagnosed with MS. That's crazy. We watched Legally Blonde last night. Random movie, I know, but we watched it last night. And Selma Blair, is that her name? She is on that. She's kind of like the villain in it. And I think she has MS also. And isn't she not able to even talk sometimes? How crazy. And Eric is also reminding me that he is not currently lending out any of his tiaras. You won't be accusing me of stealing any of those tiaras anytime soon. What else? Y'all, I need help thinking of things to talk about. Because like I said, I have 4 things on my list. I've already covered 2 of them at this point. What is the other thing? The roofers are back. So the is back. I suppose you can't hear it right now. You may be able to. I know what I was going to tell you about. So Target. When you go to Target, I know some of you don't go like Eric, I don't think you actually go to Target very often, but many of you do. Do any of the rest of you walk the back sides of the aisles looking for good deals? I think my granddaddy taught me to do this ages ago, and it's something that has always stuck with me. Monica does it, my sister. I don't know if my mom does it, but other people in my family do it. But because that is where Target puts stuff that is just randomly priced, clearance. Sometimes it's not even clearance stuff. Sometimes, like, I don't know why it's there, but there's always like the best deals there. And I'm going to show you something I got. So I picked this guy up. So this is I know this is lame, but it's this like 3-tier cart. It works really well for like if you have a little craft room or a little office, or you just need a place to sit. They have a little coffee maker and stuff in it, but I'm going to use it in my office as a place to just like put pencils and pens and stuff like that, because I don't have my desk is just a table. It doesn't have drawers. And so this normally retails at Target for $40, and it's the same price more or less at IKEA. Where else has things like this? West Elm. It's about $40, $40 to $50. This one, for some reason, so they had a ton of them. They had like 10, maybe 15 or more of these. And it's from their Bright Room line. And it says repackage right there. See that? I don't know what that means, but it was marked down from $40 to $9.60. And so I was like, oh, wow, that's a great deal. So then I get to the checkout and I'm checking out and it only rang up for $6. So I'm like, do I go back and buy more? I don't need more, but usually I do go back and buy more when I see deals that good, because I know friends and stuff who might want them. I did the same thing. They had the velvet covered clothes hangers. They had the 100 packs, and they normally are $50, and they had a markdown to $9 also. And I was like sold. And so replaced all the hangers in our house because I've been meaning to. We have like a mismatch of wooden hangers and other kinds of hangers and all that kind of stuff. So wanted all those. These are rich people problems. Oh, all my clothes hangers don't match, but yeah. So they only had it in gray, by the way. This three-tier cart, but it was at the back. Like if you go to the Target at City Place, you probably don't have them anymore. But it was like next to the vacuum cleaners, just randomly this one little display full of these things, and that's always kind of where this stuff is. The best deals. I don't know. Zach is saying Target, the place where I walk in for one item. First of all, big mistake right there. And walk out with a couple of new appliances, office supplies, cute new sweater, and some throw pillows. Damn you, Joanna Gaines. I know, same. We walked out. So with this purchase, I walked out and somehow I only spent $32 at Target when I went. This was yesterday that I bought that. Actually, it wasn't today. But I somehow only spent $32 at Target. No idea how that happened, because that never happens. Usually it's at least 3 digits in front of the decimal. But it helps when one of the things only rings up at $6. So Eric is saying, news out of Uvalde, new audio that the police chief knew there were still living kids at the school. I read about that this morning, and still wouldn't go in. The mayor says he needs to be fired. The cowardice we're discovering about what went on there. Like, it is just shocking to me that they knew and they were just like afraid, waiting on, like, that's literally your number one job, is to protect and serve. And you did neither. Gives me goosebumps. But the crazy thing, though, is that if you look at the election results from Uvalde County, I think that's the county name, Uvalde County. Wherever Uvalde's the county seat of, though. Which Uvalde's a lovely town, by the way. It's so cute. It's got one of those big courthouses in the center of town. It's got like a little opera house on the second floor of one of like the main street squares. And it's got a really big like main street square. It's like 4 blocks instead of just the one in the middle. But that's what I was about to say, Zach. The fact that they voted for our current governor after the things he said, and did not vote for the person who was wanting to more aggressively protect our children from gun violence. But I can't figure people out these days. I'm hoping so. We're reading about politics right now, and like the Senate has been won by the Democrats now. In the House, I've not looked in a few hours, but so I don't know if they've called it, but it's getting very close to the Republicans taking the House, but only by like a handful of seats. And some people are speculating that it is going to be one of those situations where the extreme part of their party kind of rules. And then some people are saying, no, that means they have to have a broad coalition. I'm not holding out hope for that last one, because I don't think that we are seeing that. I think that we're just going to be at a stalemate for a little while on certain things. And then here's the other thing, that here in Texas, I am so glad our legislature only meets every 2 years and only for like 90 days. Now, they can call special sessions on things, but yesterday was the first day that they could put forward bills about that they want to file their bills that go into the hopper for the legislative session that starts in January of 2023. I believe it's January. Some of the bills, so Texas is notorious. So we find all of our crazies, we elect them to office and send them to Austin so we know exactly where they are. And they, some of these bills, now Texas is designed where it is really, really, really hard for a bill to become law. Like, of the hundreds that get filed, like maybe a dozen, maybe a little bit more than that, actually turn into laws. But some of the look at me, the hopper, listen to you, Mr. Politico. I know. Is that actually what it's called? That is a phrase. Like, it's a real phrase. But they, some of these things, though, are crazy. I mean, I think that there's one that is, it either has been filed or is about to be filed, like banning drag shows where children might be present. even though all of these drag shows are adult, they have the disclaimer on them that they are for adults, and parents are actively choosing to bring their kids to drag shows. But hell, parental choice. There was one that they want to make. Was it school board elections? I think that's what it was. They want to make those partisan, as if we need more partisanship in that area, especially. I think the reason they're doing that is because they know so many people are single ticket voters. You know, that'll work in the suburbs. That'll work in the country. In the big cities, it won't work as much because we're also big ticket voter or single ticket voters. Is that right? Single ticket voters? I think that's what it is. But on the opposite side of the thing. This election was a referendum on election deniers. And some of them, Carrie Lake, are still denying and saying, oh, Arizonans know BS when they see it, which luckily caught a bunch of the more extreme Republicans and threw them in the garbage where they belong. Has Lauren Boebert been elected yet? I know that they still think she's probably going to win, but no one ever thought that it would be as close as it turns out, because she has the largest, I think she has the largest by square mileage or acreage or however they measure it in Colorado. It's like it goes from like what's above like Wyoming. It goes like from Wyoming to New Mexico. Like it runs like the whole western side of the state, I believe. So they want parental choice unless it's a progressive parent choosing. Yeah, they want parental choice. They want personal choice. They want local control, unless they don't like what the locals are doing or what the parents are doing. All of that kind of thing. It just cracks me up. Anyway, back to the Target thing though. I actively avoid going to Target unless I know that is the only place I can get something. I enjoy Target. I'm not saying I don't like it. That's why I actively avoid it, because I end up walking out with a million different things. And I know everyone is like this. And they're doing such a good job of like redoing their stores and creating these little subsections and little drawing you in. I'll walk out with some Olay because I'm turning into that old lady. I have started using Olay. I'm not going to lie. I still use my Kiehl's for like my basics, like my toner, my general face lotion, all of that. But I've switched over to Olay for my retinol cream that I put on my face at night. It's gotten tons of recommendations. It was like written up in like Martha Stewart Living is like the best, like all these different places. So far, I'm really liking it. And then there's another one that I use. It's like a vitamin C cream that I put on in the morning after my toner, before I put my regular lotion on. So Target was way more fun when you have babies. Yes. Oh my God, they have the cutest kids clothes. My children just want to look like they're homeless these days, so they don't want anything from there. Also, my kids enjoyed going to Target back then. Now they just want to come home and get on their screens, and so I have to like pull. My kids don't even want to go out to dinner. They used to beg to go out to dinner. They don't even want to go out to dinner anymore because somehow that'll pull them off a screen, because they don't have cell phones. We don't let them have a cell phone yet, and I think they both think they're getting one for Christmas, and I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. But I love all of their home stuff. I love all of their cutesy things. I actually went to Target. The reason I went to Target is I went looking for placemats, because somehow over the years, our placemats situation we have like 4 of one, we have like 6 of another, we have like 5 of one, all of this. And so like if we have a seating for 8 people, like for Thanksgiving or just families over or whatever, we don't have enough matching placemats. And we are when it comes to setting a table, we always use placemats. We never eat on paper or plastic. We always use real dishes. We have cloth napkins, and I want them all to at least match each other, even if they don't match like the set kind of thing. And we eat with like real utensils. Now I force my kids to wash the dishes, so that's a little bonus with that. But so I was down on my last time we had like 8 people over, we had to use 2 different kinds of placemats. The horror. And so I went into Target to try to find some, did not see anything I liked, found other things I liked, but walked out. And then I went to another dangerous place to go, although I did not find it as interesting as I used to. I went to Home Goods. I used to just rock Home Goods. But now I have found that it's just garbage. Everything there, other than like I buy sheets there, I'll buy towels there. I will buy like soap bottles, lotion bottles, like little things for the bathroom. Some decorative stuff, but like everything else is just trash. But linens, you can buy good sheets, you can buy good placemats, and so that's where we went. And I bought a set of 12. I bought actually 4 sets of 3. No, 3 sets of 4 rather. Placemat. Why would they sell a set of 3? That didn't even make sense. For the throuple in your life. And so got those, and then I bought another set. They only had 8 of the other one. I still bought it. Mark goes a little crazy in his love of placemats. I love placemats too. I've still not figured out a good way to organize them. I do something, it drives Todd nuts, but it works for me, is I fold them in quarters and I stack them like Marie Kondo style in a plastic shoebox so that I can see all of them and know that they're there. However, the first usage, they're all kind of a little bit wonky. And I don't like placemats that have to be ironed, because you know who ends up having to iron them? This guy. So, but I love all that Joanna Gaines stuff. I'm going to see her on Friday. We are going to, we leave Thursday for Waco. We're staying at Camp Fimfo, I think is what it's called. It's right by the Waco Mammoth National Park. And then so Friday we're going to go because Friday's going to be a busy day, but I'm assuming that it will be less busy than if I go on the actual weekend or if I go on Monday, because I think a lot of people are off next week. So hopefully Friday, because they have the best my favorite candle of all time is a magnolia candle, and it is called my very favorite. Now I can't think of what it's called. It is called 12 Nights. I think it's what it's called. It's a Christmas candle, but it's so fresh that it doesn't smell like Christmas, because I don't like the cinnamon candles. It can't be overly Fraser Furish and all that. It has to have a little bit of it. Not a lot of vanilla. It's just a really good candle. So I do it. Tell her I send my regards. Did you know that a lot of people in the gay community are boycotting the Magnolia stuff? Because I guess they go to a church that their minister has said things that are perceived to be anti-gay. And I'm not saying perceived to be in a questioning way. I literally don't know the exact things that were said. But you know what? I think that's a lot of people go to churches like that. So I don't know. To my knowledge, they've been nothing but kind. Now, I don't think they've had gay people on their show, but that's more a product of their shows filmed in Waco, and I don't know how many gay people hang around Waco. So, unfortunately, the weather isn't looking great for the weekend. Maybe it will be better further south. It is not. It's not going to rain. It's still going to be this crappy, like in the 40s and 50s with overcast, which is okay, because like the Waco Mammoth National Park is almost all indoors, because they've built this like giant catwalk thing where you're walking over where they're digging for these woolly mammoths that they discovered. Colombian mammoths, I believe they are. And then at Magnolia, there is a lot of stuff outside, but I'm hoping that maybe some not so great weather will keep things at bay. I already tried getting a reservation like 3 weeks ago. I tried getting a reservation at their restaurant there, and it is full up. The only gay people in Waco are at Baylor. Yeah, and I think that they still have to hide. Doesn't Baylor have like this honor code or something where people turn each other in? Like I've always heard that and this could be hearsay, but I've always heard that if you get reported to Waco for homosexual activity, for pregnancy as a student, what are some of the other things? If you might be a little bit too loose of a woman, that they kick you out or they put you on some sort of probation. Now, that could be a wives' tale. I don't know. But that's what I've always heard about it. All righty. Well, I'm going to tell you this. This is my last broadcast for the week. 'Cause tomorrow I have a Thanksgiving dinner here at the house with my team. And then I got to get packing and I'll probably be a little tipsy at 4:30 tomorrow anyway. I got to get packing for our RV trip. We're leaving Thursday morning. Going down to, it's not a long trip. Here's the most amazing part. We're not even towing the Jeep. I'm going to follow the RV and the Range Rover so that we have a nice car there because it's such a short, it's like an hour and a half, maybe even less than that. Because I think we're on the far north side of Waco. And so just real quick drive. And I'm not even buying groceries in advance. I'm just going to go to the HEB while I'm down there and grab some stuff and we'll be fine. Plus I have the nice car. The Jeep is fun. The Jeep is terrible on long drives, and it's a pain in the ass to hook it up and unhook it and hook it up and unhook it and to tow it. So Todd had no arguments when I suggested, I'll just follow you in the Range Rover. And then we go for an hour drive then to my sister's house on Tuesday. And then we're there until Saturday, and we make our way back on Saturday. So anyway, so I don't know what my plan is next week. So this may be the last time I talk to y'all on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, all of that until after the holiday. If that is the case, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'll try to come live, but I just can't make a promise about that. And with that, I think that is all. Let me make sure I did not miss anything in the comments. I do not believe I did. Alrighty, well, with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. Did my mom say hi? I bet Mama didn't get a notification that I came live again. There's no waving for my mom. I miss my mommy. So I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you. I will miss you while I am away. And we will catch you on the flip side. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If I don't talk to you before then. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Talk to you later. Bye.